Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm Dave Fly P, and I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Intellekt. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel because, of course, nothing but dope content coming from this way. And hey, you don't want to miss out and you don't want to be late. But let's go ahead and jump into it. J. Cole, he's about to drop his new album, The OffSeason, on May 14th, 2021. And it really comes at a very special time because J. Cole hasn't dropped an album in such a long time, so you know he's going to talk about some really great things, especially that relates to what's going on with the pandemic and with social justice. And it all comes back to his Basketball Saga. He dropped the warm-up and he dropped Friday Night Lights, and then it all started with the come-up, which he dropped in 2007. So it's cool to see that he's bringing back the saga for the new decade. And it's interesting because if you go back to J. Cole's past in 2007, you got to remember, J. Cole isn't your average rapper. J. Cole is a college graduate, and he pretty much had to live his life like everyone else that graduated and decided that this wasn't the life for him.
I always knew I was gonna make it, but it was just about when. So when I graduated and all my friends went and got all my friends from St. John's went and got their 9 to 5 jobs, and they was making $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, and I was broke, and I was working at a job making $10 an hour, but I'm trying to pay rent. So I'm grown now. You know, once you graduate, you're not just a broke college student, you're just really just broke as hell. So I was really broke as hell. So that's when I was man, looking at my watch yo.
But if you even go back further, J. Cole is from North Carolina, which isn't the most popular place to be when it comes to getting your start in rap. You know, at least not then, because now things are starting to change with social media and all that. And if you remember, DaBaby is also from North Carolina, so he's been making waves himself, you know, with the resources that he has. So North Carolina is really starting to get that buzz that they deserve. But going back to his start, J. Cole was also born in Germany. Not a usual story of a rapper if you look at everyone else. Another popular person that has a start like that is 21 Savage. It's been quite some time since J. Cole dropped an album. It's been 3 years since he dropped KOD, and the most recent project he did was Return of the Dreamers 3 in 2019. But just most recently, J. Cole did drop 2 tracks to keep the streets fed. J. Cole is dropping an album at a very prominent time, not only because of the social justice issues that America is dealing with. Drake is expected to drop an album, and Kendrick Lamar is suspected to be dropping an album as well. And he himself hasn't dropped an album in 4 years. So what can we expect from this album? First of all, dope bars, because J. Cole has a great way of storytelling and mixing those bars in with a lot of metaphors and just overall twists and turns. He's like, wow, I didn't see that coming. Or I see how he did that. He compares things in his lyrics. Another thing that we can expect is a moment of clarity. Just like I mentioned before, he's bringing back that saga, that Basketball Saga that he started with, and he's adding a new addition to something that he started over 10 years ago, and almost 15. Another thing is that, like I said, he's going to be talking about social injustice, mental health, of course, healthcare, and just the inequities of America, especially for black people, because J. Cole is known for being for the people. This is evident that J. Cole is going to talk about very prominent things that are happening today in America, because his whole last album was about drugs, which was very popular. You know, KOD, Kids on Drugs, and it's another name that it has for the album as well. But the issue is that drugs was so popular, and it still is, but it was so popularized in music that he made a whole album surrounded around that issue, with, you know, such young people going through drug use and actively engaging into it, you know, because of the influences that they had. So just imagine the things that he'll talk about on this next album. And another thing you can expect is some very dope features. J. Cole has been one not to work with many people, but if you remember, in recent years, J. Cole has done features with Moneybagg Yo. He's also was on that song, The London, with Travis Scott and Young Thug. Of course, the Return of the Dreamers, with bringing on so many different artists. to go along with his own artist. But one thing that I can really see J. Cole doing is bringing on some unexpected guests, you know, maybe like a Erykah Badu or a John Legend to really like touch the soul, but also some people that's really hot right now. Like I could see him doing a feature with Dirk, a Lil Baby, of course. So it's gonna be quite a sight to see on what he does with this album, because you know he's pretty much coming back from the dead, and not as if he actually died, his career died off, but also like just really coming back with resurrection and, you know, really about to drop a bomb on us. So it's gonna be real big. May 14th, Friday, May 14th. It's gonna be major. So comment below you guys' favorite J. Cole album or mixtape. My personal favorite, I would have to say Friday Night Lights is my favorite mixtape, because that's what got me started into listening to J. Cole. But also my favorite album, I would have to say, is Born Center, man. So many good vibes, so many lessons. And one of my favorite songs on there is Runaway, because it just tells the struggles of being a young man that's trying to do right in a relationship, but also has to grow as a person. So much love to y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Dave Fly P, I'm out.